वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की fateh. I'll keep part of what I'm going to say in English. Thodi Punjabi bhi bolange because it comes out naturally. So, all of the program that's going on right now, Kirtan ho gaya hai, everything that we're doing at this time of year revolves around the 1984 Sikh genocide, as we have popularly said. Why do we talk about politics in our Gurdwara? Because without politics, we really can't operate as a Gurdwara. Are deeply tied. The corruption that comes with politics is what is countered by Ghallughara Sahib. Throughout, because the farmer bills, we've been gathering together as a nation, we've been gathering together as a people. But if you look at what the farmer bills truly are, they've continued to make Sikh symbols into terrorist symbols. The Nishan Sahib that we have that represents our faith, the Indian government wants to convince you that that's somehow a symbol of terrorism, that you should be ashamed of that Nishan Sahib. They called our people terrorists. They call our people terrorists, despite, if you even look outside right now of Fremont, Gurdwara, there's Sikhs for Humanity. During the COVID crisis in India, Sikh 2% of India's population, if that, yet they're on the streets, risking their lives, delivering oxygen to people, trying to save the country. And these are the same people that India considers to be terrorists, considers to be violent. Because we have been silent for so long, because Jo Jang Hind Punjab, Jehdi 84 June 84 Chawapri, silent about that. We blamed ourselves. This was a carefully weaved narrative by the Indian government to say that we invaded your Darbar Sahib because of you, because you had terrorists inside. So we've spent a good part of the last 37 years being silent, saying that we are the cause of our own destruction. We were the cause of the desecration of Harmandir Sahib, when in reality it wasn't us, it was always the Indian government. When India attacks us, we say 1984 Sikh genocide, but in 2017, Jagtar Singh Jol was abducted in India and continues to be in jail today. Why in 2017 are our people being arrested and we're still saying 1984 Sikh genocide? We're still saying Ghallughara. It's still happening today. And the fact that we say that it happened 37 years ago, we dismiss everything that's happening right now. We allow for everything that's happening right now. Our people are in jail. Jagtar Singh Hamara, Jagtar Singh Tara, Balwant Singh Rajwana. These people were arrested in the 80s and 90s. Why are they still in jail? Even today, it is June 6, 2021. They are in jail today. Why? Because it's an ongoing Sikh genocide. It is still happening today. India operates on divisions. The whole country is run based on a caste system. There's a certain section of the population that is supposed to rule. There's a certain section of the population that is supposed to be the warriors. And then there's hundreds of millions of people that are considered untouchables, that do the job that no one else wants to do. This is why they continue to lump Sikhs with Hindus. They try to say that Sikhs are just a subset of Hindus. If you look at a few days ago, if you look at information on social media, they're saying Guru Nanak Dev Ji was a proud Hindu man. This is happening today in 2021. So we're still silent about that, so we are contributing to our own disintegration. Since they operate as a caste system, India wants to lump Sikhs in with Hindus, to say, warrior class, Sikh. But Sikh bakri kaum nahi, bakri nasl hai. That's what Sant Janathan used to say on a regular basis. And what did they do to him? They painted him as a terrorist. They painted him as violent. Even though there's multiple accounts of Sant Janathan saying, a Hindu's shop was burned down, I'm going to pay for his expenses. These Hindus are being arrested illegally, I'm going to pay for their expenses, for their court fees. But that is all thrown by the wayside. To this day, some of us are afraid of our shaheeds. We like to even divide our shaheeds. We try to say that they believed in a certain lifestyle, that they believed a certain way was superior. But they're all together. If they died for our existence, in Fremont, California, if it wasn't for them, we would have been erased a long time ago. This is why Sikhs continue to be a problem for India even today. ਭਾਵੇਂ 2% ਆ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਚੋਂ ਉੱਠ ਕੇ ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਦਿੱਲੀ ਦੇ ਮੋਹਰੇ ਧਰਨਾ ਲਾਉਣਾ 6 ਮਹੀਨੇ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਉੱਥੇ ਬੈਠਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ they're fighting a corrupt Indian government that is set on destroying Sikhi, that is set on destroying Sikhs. And our silence, if we remain silent in these moments, we are part of the problem. You can't take sovereignty and you can't take the Raj, you can't take our kingdom out of us. Try to convince us that Maharaja Ranjit Singh's Raj was a bad idea for us. It was a bad time for Sikhs. Try to convince us that a sovereign Sikh nation is a bad idea. You've already gotten a taste of what it feels like to exist within India. 1985 to 1995, they picked up our brothers, our fathers, and they killed them, and they threw them in rivers. So much so that the government of a neighboring state said, "Apniya lasha sade daryawa vich sitniya hट जाओ." ਇੰਨੀਆਂ ਲਾਸ਼ਾਂ ਹੋ ਗਈਆਂ ਸੀ ਸੋ ਉਹ 84 ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਇਆ ਸੀ ਉਹ 85 ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ 95 ਤੱਕ ਹੋਇਆ ਸੀ So it's an ongoing Sikh genocide. 2017, Jagtar Singh Jal is arrested. Hale bhi Bapu Suraj Singh Ludhiane ch baithe a doing his hunger strike to free political prisoners, Sikh political prisoners. That is happening today on June 6, 2021. It is happening. So when we say 1984 Sikh genocide, how about the rest of the 37 years? The assault on Sikhi is still happening. This is not meant to divide faiths. This was never about one religion is better than the other. ਜਦੋਂ ਸਿੱਖ ਦਿੱਲੀ ਚ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨ ਹਿੰਦੂ ਸਾਈ ਭਰਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਖਿਲਾਉਣਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਸਕੂਲਾਂ ਚ ਪੜਾਉਣਾ This is not dividing religion. This is about existing as a religion. Our existence is rooted in sovereignty. Our existence is rooted in freedom. And until we realize that, until we try to, as long as we try to keep silencing ourselves, we become part of the problem. It's going to continue. And we're seeing the result of it today in the farmer bills. Ek Kisani bill, as they're enacted in the coming years, there will be no Punjab. And if there is no Punjab, Sikhi continues to dwindle. And this has been part of an ongoing plan. A lot of people like to say Modi today, but this was happening in 80s during Indira Gandhi as well. It's not just Modi today. This is the Indian institution. This is the Indian system that will only survive if anything separate from it, if Sikhs, if Muslims, if Christians are disintegrated. That is the only way that the Indian nation can survive. Closing off. The farmer bills are the final nail in the coffin. If they are passed, there will be no more Punjab. All of our small farms will cease to exist. They will be erased. And this is not to scare anyone. This is the reality of the situation. What my son said earlier was excellent. There's not a shortage of Punjab. There's not a shortage of information. There's a shortage of how much we take initiative as people. How much are we able to do? Revolutions aren't going to be started from a story or from a post. They're going to be started when you start doing something about it. And I will leave this off with actionable items. A message to the youth here that is, 20 and younger, 10 and younger. This revolution continues through you. The change continues through you. Our people are dying. Our people are suffering. And no one hears about it. And no one knows about it, or no one wants to know about it. So our revolution continues through you. From the older generation, yeah, India has traumatized you into being silent. India has said, but we're in Western countries. This is why we were created. And this is not about a jathebandi. This is not about how you appear. This is not about how you look. This is why we were created. So our silence is our complicity. So a message to the adults. Tell your kids about this. Tell the younger generations about this. Because if you don't tell the younger generations about this, this continues. Our people continue to die. Bapu Surat Singh is 80s. Some of the people that he wanted to free, join the list sigi, Payasi Sikh, political prisoner, Ishadonea. Only a Siran to Tapagasi, Ekchasi Salasi Babaji, Pachasi Salasi Babaji. They've been in jail for the last 30, 40 years, 20, 30 years, because we have been silent. So the younger generation, educate yourselves. I'll give you some websites to leave off on. To the older generation, tell your kids about this, because if you don't, it is you who will face the consequences of this. Visit insaf.org. If you want some evidence about how they killed our people, the people that documented this, Jaswant Singh Khadra in 1995, picked up by KP Gill, killed. The Canadian government sends a letter to India saying, let Jaswant Singh Khadra go. They kill him, they shoot him, they throw him in the river, and they say we never had him to begin with. And this was a human rights activist that documented the deaths of our people. He documented 25,000 up until that point. There were thousands more. Insaf.org has a great amount of information on there. SikhRelief.org, Sikh Prisoner Welfare, if you want to learn about our people that are there. To the younger generation, this is about awareness, but it's also about doing. Do something about it. Classroom projects, whatever it might be. Tell people in your universities. This is what our people continue to go through. It started in 1984 very directly, and it continues today. So I hope I leave you with some information and some action items. Baki, Pojok Dikhema, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Bole Sohnial.
बहुत धन्यवाद डॉक्टर प्रभजोत सिंह बराड़ जिवें आप जी ने पहला दस्सिया डॉक्टर प्रभजोत सिंह इत्थे सैन होजे दे जिवें पढ़े हैं ये बर्कले स्टेट यूनिवर्सिटी तो इन्होंने PhD की अपने लिए अपने बच्चों लिए रोल मॉडल है आपको सोचना पवेगा कि आप अपने बच्चे इंजीनियर डॉक्टर नर्स यही बनाने हैं कि आप उन्होंने बच्चों को एजुकेशन देनी है जिहदे नाल वो अपनी कौम का कुछ सवा सकन कौम बारे कुछ सोच सकन कौम बारे बोलना दस सकन सो एक बार फिर डॉक्टर साहब धन्यवाद